Case studies. Case 1, oops, they discharged my declaration. Transit Minus, headquartered in the UK, raises a draft transit declaration using Oregon NCTS software on January 19, 2022. The goods to be consigned are written in 2 items in the relevant transit declaration. The HS code of the goods, which is 16,270 kilograms in total, is 84,295,900. Its commercial definition is self-propelled mechanical shovels, excavators and shovel loaders. The consignor of the goods is a UK-based company named JXQ Sales. The consignee is a Ukraine-based company named Agriculture Machinery. The haulage company is External EU and based in Poland. The goods will be transported on the route Great Britain, the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, Poland. The planned destination customs office is Korsowa in Poland and the planned country of discharge is Ukraine. The draft declaration is assigned the MRN number 22GB000521365B2B8 on January 20th. On the same day, Harwich Departure Customs Office in England releases the truck. On January 22nd, the truck passes through the Reweg Transit Customs Office in the Netherlands and on January 24th, arrives at Poland. Meanwhile, a German customs office discharges the transit declaration by mistake. Manager of Transit Minus asks help from Oregon. Discussion topics: 1. Can it be seen on the NCTS which customs office discharged the transit declaration in Germany? 2. What should the driver do now? How can the truck leave the EU now as the transit declaration has been discharged? 3. Can a transit declaration with a destination customs office in Ukraine be raised by Oregon? 4. Discuss how the problem can be solved. Assessments. 1. No. Which customs office in Germany terminated the declaration cannot be seen on the NCTS system? 2. A new T2 can be raised and that way the consignment can continue. 3. A transit declaration cannot be raised with Ukraine as the destination customs, because Ukraine is not a party to the Common Transit Convention on that date. 4. When entering Ukraine, the truck can continue in the scope of the Ukrainian national transit. Alternatively, they can have a tier carnet through a local customs broker. Case studies. 2. I wanted one, they gave me 2. BQ Customs, headquartered in the UK, raises a draft transit declaration using the Oregon NCTS system on January 19, 2022. The goods to be consigned are written in the relevant transit declaration in 6 items. The goods, which are 394 kilograms in total, consist of wooden and metal furniture. The consignor of the goods is a UK-based company named Appliance Contracts, and the consignee is a Germany-based company named Appliance GmbH. The haulage company is a Poland-based company named Temel Invest. The goods will be consigned on the Great Britain, France, Belgium, Germany route. The planned destination customs office is Siegen in Germany, and the planned country of discharge is Germany. The draft declaration is assigned the MRN number 22GB000060136C6233 on January 20th. On the same day, Dover/Folkestone Eurotunnel Freight Departure Customs in England releases the truck. The truck passes through the Dunkirk Ferry Bureau Transit Customs Office in France on January 21st and arrives at Germany. Meanwhile, it is understood that a second MRN number with the number of 22GB000060136C6845 has been assigned for the consigned goods subject, and the German customs notifies that it will not discharge the first declaration if this second declaration is active. Manager of BQ Customs asks Oregon in panic. We learned that 2 separate declarations with 2 different MRN numbers were raised for the same consignment. and we are having a problem at the German customs office. They want to see that the second declaration is discharged to accept the first one. How can you help? Discussion topics. 1. Discuss why two separate declarations may have been raised for the same consignment, and how the problem can be solved. 1. The Oregon representative may have failed to notice the first declaration, which is raised by the BQ company officer, and may have mistakenly raised a second one for the same consignment. Assessments. As Oregon, the German customs of destination may be contacted, stating that the second declaration related to this consignment was raised by mistake, and all reference documents such as the transit declaration related to the transport, the documents showing the payment of customs and import duties, if any, may be submitted as alternative proof, and the first declaration may be requested to be discharged. Case studies. Case 3. What if I do not get MRN? On November 9, 2021, EXA Company's representative Rossum wrote to Oregon Help Desk and told that they had a loading from Germany to Northern Ireland, Belfast, and the route will continue by ferry from Scotland's Cairnryan port to Northern Ireland's Larne port. He stated that he could not find Cairnryan Customs Office on NCTS and asked if it was possible to pass to Northern Ireland through England with only an exportation declaration without obtaining MRN number for the consigned cargo. Discussion topics. 1. Can the cargo pass to England with the exportation declaration without raising a transit declaration? 2. What would be the consequences of going directly from Germany to Belfast, as the cargo has EU status? 3. Which one would be more profitable, consigning the goods with the exportation declaration or transit declaration? Assessments. 1. Yes, the consignment can come to Dover with an export declaration, but in such a case a new T1 must be raised in Dover. 2. Going directly by sea will not be an economical solution, as it will increase consignment costs and prolong the time too much. 3. If a T2 is raised from Germany and movement is started, and another UK port with transit role close to Larne port in Northern Ireland is chosen instead of Cairnryan, which does not have the transit role, this solution would be the most economical and feasible one. Case studies. Case 4. Which HS code? Ms. Rogers of Rota Freight Company wrote to Oregon Help Desk on July 30, 2021 and stated that they got the LEARN number ROD 2100129Q5 for their consignment, which will start its movement from Dover/Folkestone Eurotunnel Freight Departure Customs Office and plan to arrive at Adjuana de la Junquera, Spain destination customs through Calais Port Tunnel Bureau Transit Customs Office. She said they used the HS code 990,500, which includes the category of personal belongings, but then they received an error message on the NCTS about the HS code, and they were considering changing the HS code to household items and asked the potential reason for the error. Discussion topics. 1. Why might the system generate an error message regarding the HS code of 990,500? 2. What would be the consequences if a truck goes to British Departure Customs Office with personal belongings statement on the goods description box on NCTS and not writing the HS code on the transit declaration regarding the transportation of personal belongings? Assessments. 1. HS code starting with 99 may have been removed from the HS code nomenclature by the World Customs Organization. 2. In transit consignments starting from the UK, the goods may continue to be consigned by writing personal belongings in the goods description box on the NCTS. Case studies. Case 5, T1 or T2? Simon, representative of Free Logistics Company, wrote to the Oregon Help Desk on September 24, 2021 and stated that they wanted to raise a transit declaration for a consignment going from England to Norway, but he did not know which transit regime to choose, and he asked whether he should write T1 or T2, adding that he did not understand the difference between T2 and T2L. Discussion topics. 1. What is the difference between the arrival of the goods to EU countries and non-EU countries in terms of the transit regime to be selected for consignments, for which the departure customs office is in England? 2. When should the T2L transit regime be chosen? Assessments. 1. The transit regime code that should be selected for all transit consignments starting from the UK is T1. Since the UK is not a member of the EU, the status or origin of the goods consigned is considered as non-EU. The issue in which country the consignment will be ended does not affect the transit regime category. 2. If the goods consigned under the Common Transit Procedure are EU goods and they start moving from an EU country, and the country where the destination customs is also an EU member, and a non-EU country will be crossed on the route, then the goods should be consigned with a T2L regime code. There is no obligation to provide a guarantee on this declaration. It serves to show the origin of the goods. Case studies. Case 6. You get what you pay for. The representative of Cornwall Customs, Eric, wrote to the Oregon Live Chat on November 29, 2021, and stated that they have a consignment, for which they want to raise a transit declaration. The invoice amount is £775,000, and the goods will be carried with 3 separate trucks, and asked whether they must raise 3 separate transit declarations and whether they could make this consignment with a single transit declaration. Discussion topics. 1. Can more than one transit declaration be raised referring to a single export declaration for consignments in the Common Transit Zone? 2. Can a separate export declaration and invoice be issued for each truck in this consignment? What would be the consequences for the transit declaration to be raised? Assessments. 1. Transit declaration is written based on the truck amount carrying the goods. Thus, there should be as many declarations as different plate numbers. As in the example, if the tonnage of the consigned goods is more than a single truck can carry, a separate transit declaration is raised for each truck. These transit declarations refer to the same export declaration. If there are 3 trucks, the export declaration partial box is left as yes for the first 2 trucks on the NCTS interface and ended by selecting partial no for the last truck. 2. If the consignor and the consignee are the same, the consignment can be done with a single export declaration and a single invoice. Separate export declarations are not required. If the consignor is the same company while the consignees are different companies, then separate export declarations and invoices are issued. The result that will emerge in terms of transit declaration is the need to raise different transit declarations referring different export declarations and invoices. Case studies. Case 7. Ali trucks are free. Alberto, official of the UK-based Channels Company, wrote to Oregon Live Chat on July 26, 2021, and stated that they have a consignment of the parts of the air conditioner. The Haulier Company is a Czech transport company named Ronda West. HS code of the goods is 84,159,000. The consignment is planned to arrive Czechia Celní Postov Destination Customs Office by launching its movement from Dover Departure Customs Office in the UK. The planned route is through the Great Britain, France, Belgium, Germany, Czechia. The MRN number assigned to the transit declaration is 21GB0006012D49123. The driver began his movement with the relevant transit-accompanied document, but when he reached the destination customs office, the officer told him that he receives an error message of not in state to receive IE002 on the NCTS and the transit declaration cannot be discharged. It is understood during the controls conducted by the Oregon representative that the truck has begun its movement before the Dover Departure Customs Office sends the transit released message on the NCTS system. Discussion topics. 1. How the transit declaration raised for this consignment may be discharged. 2. Who is responsible for the problem? Assessments. 1. In this case, the declaration that has been assigned MRN number cannot be discharged by normal ways. It is also not possible for the Customs of Departure to enter the message IE29, which means transit release, to the NCTS system. Instead, Oregon may request to cancel the assigned MRN number by writing a letter to the UK Revenue and Customs Administration. 2. The haulage company is fully and solely responsible for the mistake and the troublesome situation. To complete the consignment, the importer must issue an import declaration in the country of destination, Czechia, or use an alternative way such as a tier carnet, and for this purpose, the transportation company must contact the consignee of the goods. Case studies. Case 8. What if I go with an EAD instead of T2? Levant, representative of Walnut Company, wrote to Oregon Live Chat on January 11, 2022, and asked the following questions for his client's consignment, which is planned to enter England via Dunkirk, Dover starting from Germany and exit Wales, Fishguard and arrive at Ireland, Rosslare. 1. Which documents are required for this consignment? 2. Is raising a T2 an option? Will T2 be sufficient when crossing from Dover to Ireland? 3. Can the consignment be done only with an export declaration raised in Germany? 4. What are the costs of T1 and T2? Are they the same? Discussion topics. 1. Discuss each of the above questions separately. Assessments. Documents required for raising a transit declaration to regulate this consignment are the ones such as the export declaration, invoice and CMR. But in fact, the document that needs to be raised is T2L, since the consignment starts from an EU country and passes through a non-EU country and ends in another EU country. This document does not require guarantee and shows the origin of the goods. 2. Raising a T2 for the goods to be consigned on the Germany, England, Ireland route is another option, but in this case, the consignment cost will increase as guarantee will be required. 3. It is not possible to pass only with the export declaration raised in Germany, because during consignment the goods will pass through the border of a third country that is not a member of the EU. Export declaration would be sufficient if consignment was directly from Germany to Ireland. 4. There is no difference between the T2 price and the T1 price. Prices vary according to the market conditions of the country where the transit declaration is raised, the amount of guarantee used, the business volume of the haulage company, and the risk level of the consigned goods. Case studies. Case 9. Can I change horses in midstream? Officer of the Freight Factory Company, George, wrote to the Oregon Live Chat on January 21, 2022, and asked a question stating that they have a consignment of cosmetic goods from Dover/Folkestone Departure Customs Office in England to Germany passing through the Calais Port Tunnel Bureau Transit Customs in France. The planned route is Great Britain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany. The transit declaration is assigned an MRN number of 22GB0006013607770. Although the invoice number, CMR number and export declaration number are correct on the transit declaration raised for the consignment, the total weight, net weight, number of pallets and the total price of the goods were written incorrectly. For example, it is written as 26 pallets instead of 25. The truck is somewhere in the Netherlands right now and tries to arrive at Germany. The question is how we can correct the information on the transit declaration. Discussion topics. How can the above-mentioned problem be solved? Assessments. 1. After the MRN has been assigned to a transit declaration by the Customs of Departure, it is not possible to make any amendments on the information written in this declaration by the principal, haulier, consignor or consignee. The only change that can be done on a transit declaration having an MRN is that the customs officer at the departure customs does not find the declared guarantee amount sufficient and increases it. In such cases, it is not that possible to raise a new transit declaration with the correct information at the departure customs, because in practice, the drivers of the haulage companies do not want to return to the destination customs. When the truck arrives at the departure customs, as a result of the control done by the departure customs, the discrepancy between the original documents and the transit declaration will be conveyed to the departure customs as an irregularity notification. The departure customs will initiate an irregularity investigation against the principal and the haulage company, examine the information and documents submitted to it, and if it decides that there is an innocent mistake caused by a typo error, it will discharge the transit declaration, and if it is not convinced, it will impose an administrative fine equal to the taxes of the consigned goods. Case studies. Case 10, Stop. Don't terminate my T1. The consignment of 4-item fruit vegetable of the company named Merkez Warehouse, hauled by Alamur Spedition firm, is planned to start its movement from Antalya Departure Customs Office and reach Felixstowe Destination Customs Office in the UK. The supposed road is Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Austria, Slovakia, Czechia, Germany, the Netherlands and Great Britain. Planned transit customs offices are Kapitan Andrejevo in Bulgaria, Reeweg in the Netherlands, and Felixstowe in the UK. The truck was released by the departure customs on January 6, 2022, passed through the Bulgarian Transit Customs Office on January 8, and then the relevant transit declaration was unexpectedly terminated by the Dutch Transit Customs Office on January 11. In the correspondence between the Dutch NCTS Help Desk and the Oregon Discharge Department, it was stated by the Dutch Customs that the declaration was terminated in Rotterdam due to writing the Felixstowe Customs Office both as transit and destination customs on the relevant transit declaration, and the Dutch Exit Customs Office must also be added to the transit customs offices on the T1. Discussion topics. Discussion topics. 1. Discuss the behavior of Dutch customs on the case described above. 2. Discuss how the truck could continue its movement. 3. Discuss what can be done to avoid a similar situation in the future. Assessments. The rule of writing a transit customs office during transit consignments is to write the customs of the country of entry, not country of exit, whenever a country's status of being a member of the EU or non-EU on the route changes. 2. The truck carrying the goods will not be able to enter England because the transit declaration regulating the consignment has been terminated. A new transit declaration with Dutch departure must be raised to continue the route. 3. To avoid a similar situation in the future, it is necessary to convince the Dutch Customs Authority to not request to write the Dutch Transit Customs Office on the transit declarations arriving at England, and not to terminate the declaration. If they are not convinced and insist, the haulage companies must be informed about the situation, and when raising the draft transit declaration, the Customs Office of the Netherlands on the route must be added to the transit customs offices. Case studies. Case 11, what is T2L? While Urand, the officer of the company named Linebroker, had to raise a transit declaration with the T2L regime code for the consignment of his client that will start its movement from Ireland, arrive at Hungary crossing England, he accidentally raised a declaration with T1 regime code, and the truck is released this way. Urand wrote to Oregon asking for help and asked if they could raise a T2L transit declaration. Discussion topics: 1. Discuss how the above-mentioned problem can be solved. Assessments. 1. The document that must be raised for the goods to be consigned on the Ireland, England, Hungary route is T2L. In this consignment, T1 is not raised because T1 is raised for the goods in EU status. While the truck is on the way, a T2L document can be raised from the Irish customs and sent to the destination customs with the original documents that are source of the consignment, namely the export declaration and invoice, so that two different documents raised for the same consignment can be linked with each other on the customs office. Another possible solution would be to send the original T2L document to the French customs office in Calais. Oregon cannot raise T2L document for its client. Because there is no need to use guarantee on the T2L document, this document only shows the origin of the goods, and the Oregon NCTS interface is not designed to raise T2L. Case studies. Case 12. This guarantee is not enough, increase IT. Official of Hamdi Balkan Logistics Company sends an email to Oregon on February 5, 2022 and requests a transit declaration for fresh/dried date in 3,048 pallets, with HS code of 0804100, having a gross weight of 22,660 kilograms, of which the consignor is Jabin Sadat Company located in Iran/Tabriz. The consignee is Korgan Group Company located in Bosnia and Herzegovina/Sarajevo. The departure customs office of the consignment is Igdir/Diluku Customs, the destination customs office is Serbia/Kotroman, and the transit customs are Bulgaria/Kapitan Andreevo and Serbia/Terminal Grajina. The truck's planned route is Turkey, Bulgaria, Serbia, and Bosnia. The invoice amount of the date, which is in fact $34,330, is written as $27,500 by the Oregon's operation officer by mistake on the transit declaration. The consignment is assigned a guarantee amount of €6,000 through one of Oregon's letters of guarantee. The transit declaration is assigned the MRN number of 22TR041800000140095 on February 6. On the same day, the truck, which was taken under customs control on the Yellow Line, is released and starts its movement, but with a message from the customs system, it is seen that the customs officer added €394,000 to the guarantee amount and increased it to €400,000 in total. Discussion topics. 1. Discuss why the customs officer might have increased the amount of the guarantee by more than 10 times the price of the goods. 2. Discuss what kind of mistake on the Oregon side could cause the amount of guarantee to be increased. 3. Discuss what can be done to avoid a similar problem in the future. Assessments. 1. The customs officer may not have paid attention to the exchange rate when he found the guarantee given as insufficient and increased it. 2. The operator in Oregon may have written the invoice amount incorrectly or entered the exchange rate incorrectly on T1. While the transit declaration was written, the operator may have merged the different items and the tax of the HS code written on the declaration may be lower than the merged ones. 3. It can be ensured that the customs tax information on the NCTS interface is kept up to date. Case studies. Case 13. To whom should I ask to discharge? Official of England-based Liverpool Limited Company, Lursan, raises draft transit declarations on February 10, 2022, with learn numbers of LI220028VM and LI22000156V for the consignments of personal belongings of their clients Luke Maniwa and Gary Maniwa using Oregon's NCTS software. The consignments with export declaration numbers 22GB02 by 97,911,576,123 and 22GB02 by 97,923,271,588, with a gross weight of 2,035 kilograms and 1,460 kilograms, consisted of 20 and 9 pallets, each with an invoice of 10,150 pounds. Which will arrive at Poland Rzeszów OC Destination Customs Office from England Dover/Folkestone Eurotunnel Freight Departure Customs Office, and on the way will cross through French Calais Port Tunnel Bureau Transit Customs Office. The planned route is Great Britain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Poland. On February 17, Lursan writes to the Oregon live chat and asks for help, stating that the customs officer and the border force official in England told their clients that these transit declarations are invalid and there is a problem with the guarantee. After the checks, Oregon's official Dilgun informs Lursan that they have detected a problem with the letter of guarantee and they could copy the written declaration if Lursan requests, and get a new learn number if he wishes, but in such case Lursan has to cancel the original declaration. Lursan asks Dilgun if Oregon can cancel the declarations registered on the Oregon system with reference numbers LI220,016 and LI220,017. When Dilgun checks the declarations, she sees that they are assigned MRN numbers. Discussion topics. 1. Can Dilgun cancel these declarations which are assigned MRN numbers? 2. How can Lursan cancel these declarations? Assessments. 1. Dilgun cannot cancel these declarations because declarations now have MRN numbers. 2. Oregon may send a petition or an email to HMRC, notifying that there is a systemic error on the letter of guarantee attached to the relevant transit declarations and request the cancellation of the declarations. Case studies. Case 14. Let's correct IT, but how? Kayleen, official of England-based Ferry Smart Company, raises a draft transit declaration using Oregon's NCTS software on February 20, 2022. The consignor of the goods, which are defined as other plastic household goods, health or toilet goods, with a weight of 713 kilograms and consisted of 129 pallets, consigned with the HS code 39,249,000, is Jerry Mard, and the consignee is Lars Crown, located in Alicante/Spain. The export declaration number of the goods with an invoice amount of £2,998 is 22GB02 by 009623700235. The goods will be consigned on the Great Britain France-Spain route. Kayleen writes the Calais Port Tunnel Bureau Customs in France and the Aduana de Iranzaiza Customs in Spain to the transit customs boxes on the draft declaration. The destination customs office is Aduana de Iranzaiza, which is also located in Spain. When Kayleen submits the draft declaration on the NCTS for approval, the declaration receives an error regarding the transit customs offices. The declaration pending an error status on the system is noticed by the Oregon's official Celine and corrected by removing the Spanish customs office from the transit customs boxes and sent for approval again. When Kayleen submits the declaration with the learn number to the English Customs, the UK Border Force tells her that box 44 is empty and needs correction on the UK electronic export system. Chief Kayleen writes to Oregon and tells that the driver of the truck is waiting and asks for help from the Oregon official Melly to correct the related info on the chief. Discussion topics. 1. How can the persons who have to raise a declaration on NCTS be prevented from making mistakes about transit customs offices? 2. What can MELI do to solve Kayleen's problem? 3. How can Kayleen solve the problem about the declaration? Assessments. 1. Persons who need to raise transit declarations on NCTS should know how to check which customs office in which country has what kind of role to avoid making mistakes while raising transit customs. The relevant website of the EU Commission can be used for this purpose. 2. MELI cannot do anything on the Oregon side to solve Kayleen's problem because he is not authorized to enter the UK Electronic Export System Chief. 3. Kayleen must seek help from the customs intermediary who raised the export declaration for the consignment on the chief system to solve the problem. Case studies. Case 15. Don't terminate my declaration, don't spike my guns. Korkut does. Official of Guznakliat sends the required documents to raise a draft transit declaration to Oregon on February 17, 2022. The goods to be consigned are radiator components and paints. The invoice amount is €64,000. Total weight is 17,600 kilograms and HS codes are 73,221,100 and 32,089,099. The consignor is Ali Balsk and the consignee is Rivera Metal. The consignment is planned to depart from Istanbul Dairy Free Zone Customs Office and arrive to Czech Republic Selny Kladno Destination Customs. Transit customs offices are Bulgaria Kapitan Andrejevo, Serbia Terminal Grajina, and Hungary Rost. The planned route is Turkey, Bulgaria, Serbia, Hungary, Slovakia, and Czechia. The truck starts its movement with the MRN number of 22TR34220000019544, and when it enters Bulgaria through the Kapitan Andrejevo Customs, the transit declaration appears as terminated on the electronic customs system. Bulgarian Customs Office requests a new transit declaration starting from Bulgaria to allow the truck to continue its movement. Korkut writes to Orhan, the Oregon's representative, asking the reason of the problem and requests help. When Orhan controls the case, he sees that the Czech customs have terminated the transit declaration on the NCTS system. Orhan recommends Korkut to contact LiveList, one of Oregon's customs brokerages in Bulgaria, to help him raise a new transit declaration. LiveList notifies Oregon that it will try to assist Guznakliat, but there is a possibility that the new transit declaration they raise may not be discharged. Discussion topics. 1. Why might the Czech customs have terminated the transit declaration before the consignment ends? 2. Who is responsible for the payment of transit declaration fee twice by Guznakliat? How should Oregon act in this situation? 3. What can be done to avoid similar problems in the future? Assessments. 1. Czech customs may have accidentally terminated the transit declaration before the consignment ends. 2. The responsibility of the payment of twice transit declaration by Guznakliat belongs to the Czech customs. Oregon may decide not to charge its client for the second declaration. 3. The situation can be explained to Czech customs by conducting the necessary correspondence. Case studies. Case 17. My truck is broken. What should I do now? Kirsten, official of NCQ Beta Company, raises a draft transit declaration on February 18, 2022, using Oregon's NCTS software. The description of the goods is washing preparations, including auxiliary washing preparations and cleaning preparations put up for retail sale. The export declaration number is 22GB02 by 00834006895. Total weight is 17,736 kilograms with 33 pallets. The consignor is Unilever UK, and the consignee is Unilever Netherlands. Departure Customs Office is England/Dover, Destination Customs Office is France/Boulogne Bureau, and Transit Customs Office is France/Calais Port Tunnel Bureau. The route of consignment is Great Britain, France. On February 21, Kirsten writes to Oregon's Representative Elchine and asks for help notifying that the truck is broken on the way. Another truck took the trailer, but could not pass through the Eurotunnel. The driver was told to return to Ashford-Sevington Inland Border Facility. She says they will raise a new transit declaration for the same consignment, but they think that the Customs Office may not discharge the first transit declaration. Elchine asks Kirsten if they have any documents, specifying that the truck has been broken down, like an official report. Kirsten says no. Discussion topics. 1. If Kirsten applies to Departure Customs in England, can she get the first transit declaration raised for the consignment to be discharged? 2. If the English Departure Customs Office responds negatively to Kirsten, at what stage should Oregon contact this customs office? 3. When the consigned goods arrive at the Boulogne Bureau, which is the destination customs office in France, what role may this customs office play in discharging the first transit declaration that remains active? Assessments. 1. If Kirsten applies to the Customs Office of Departure in England, the customs officials will ask her for a report of the breakdown of the truck or alternative proof of the completion of the consignment, and they will not discharge the declaration without these documents. 2. If the English Departure Customs Office responds negatively to Kirsten, Oregon should contact this customs office when the transit movement in question is completed. Because at this stage, alternative proofs which will be requested by the Departure Customs Office could be submitted. 3. When the consigned goods arrive at the Boulogne Bureau at the destination customs in France, it can play an indirect role in discharging the first transit declaration that remains active by sending the positive control results of the second transit declaration to the Departure Customs in England via NCTS. Case Studies. Case 16. Let them do, let them pass. Aksham Transport's representative, Selmi, sends an email to Oregon's Representative Ozan on February 19, 2022, stating that they have a consignment from the Departure Customs Office of Bulgaria Plovdiv to the Destination Customs Office of Iraq Duhok. The goods are multi-layer cardboard and aluminum strip, and the HS codes are respectively 48,109,290 and 76,072,010. Truck's plate number is 47 PB325, and it totally carries 13,844 kilograms as 17 pallets. The invoice amount is €280,000. Selmi says the truck began its movement without getting the approval of transit is released from the Bulgarian customs, and the transactions cannot be completed, since the Kopkul customs officers do not see the transit declaration raised in Bulgaria on the NCTS system when the truck arrives Kopkul. He asks for help. Ozan tells Selmi that he will try to solve the issue by discussing with the customs officials. Discussion topics. 1. Discuss the responsibility of the haulage company in the event in question. 2. How can Ozan solve this problem? Assessments. 1. Since the driver acts before the transit is released message is entered to the NCTS, the haulage company is responsible for the situation that arises. 2. Ozan can talk to the Turkish customs officers and show the transit declaration raised in Bulgaria as reference on the documents and have a national transit (TR) declaration raised for the part of the consignment between Kopkul and Haber. Case Studies. Case 18. I could not arrive at the destination. Tommy, the official of Rothline Logistics Company, raises a draft transit declaration using the Oregon NCTS interface on February 25, 2022. The draft declaration included information on the stainless steel with a gross weight of 9,300 kilograms, with 8 pallets. The consignor is SCX Special Company located in England, the consignee is European Steels located in Sweden. The declaration is assigned MRN number on 27th of February by the Hull Departure Customs in England, and the truck is released on the same day. Tommy writes to Oregon's Representative Burju on February 28 and tells that he mistakenly wrote Germany Schwanenhaus as the destination customs office, while it must have been Sweden Malmö. He says he arranged the route as Great Britain, the Netherlands, Germany, but forgot to write Sweden. He writes he realized his mistake too late, and the truck is currently somewhere between the Netherlands and Sweden, and asks what he can do to correct the mistake. Discussion topics. 1. Can Burju make the amendments Tommy wants on the transit declaration? Who should Tommy contact to have the destination customs and route information corrected on the transit declaration? 2. What documents may Tommy use as proof when making an amendment request? Assessments. 1. Burju cannot make any amendments Tommy wants on the declaration, cause the declaration has already been assigned MRN number. Tommy can apply to the Customs Office of Departure to have the destination customs and route information corrected on the transit declaration. 2. Tommy may use the invoice and export declaration showing the consignee's presence in Sweden as proof regarding the consignment when making an amendment request. Case studies. Case 19, Let's Not Miss the Train. TANAX Logistics Officer, Rio, raises a draft transit declaration with LEARN number of TAN2200553KP using Oregon NCTS software on March 3, 2022. The consignment will be from England to Turkey. Goods description is other purpose containers and HS code is 86,090,090. The export declaration number is 22GB03 by 038622703228 and the declaration is raised by Cambridge, Oregon's UK partner. The invoice amount is €45,188 and the gross weight of the goods is 10,600 kilograms with 4 pallets. The goods are consigned to truck of TANAX Logistics. The consignor company is Liam Tech. The consignee is Anatolian Petroleum Center A.S. Departure Customs Office is England/Dover/Folkestone Eurotunnel Freight. Transit Customs Offices are France, Calais Port Tunnel Bureau and Dunkirk Port Bureau and Turkey, Pendik. The Destination Customs Office is Turkey, Erenköy. The planned route is Great Britain, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Austria, Italy, Turkey. On March 4, the French Transit Customs Office makes a border crossing notification on NCTS, and then the truck arrives at Luxembourg and requests to take the train. The Luxembourg Customs Office weighs the truck and does not accept the truck on the train, stating that the gross weight of the consigned goods must be 14,200 kilograms. TANAX, who wrote to the Oregon's official Ilhan through the live chat, asks for help to solve the problem. Discussion topics. 1. How can TANAX correct the KG information on the transit declaration? 2. How can the first transit declaration be discharged? Assessments. 1. A new export declaration may be raised via Cambridge including the correct weight info. Then, a new transit declaration may be raised referring to this export declaration. 2. When the consignment with the second T1 and the new LEARN MRN is completed, Documents such as the import declaration and the delivery CMR may be submitted to the departure and redestination customs office as proof, and the discharge of the first transit declaration may be requested. Case studies. Case 21. Is it included in your service network? ESM International's representative Max writes to Oregon Live Chat on February 28, 2022 and asks if Oregon can raise a T2 declaration for the consignment that will start its movement from Italy and cross Switzerland and arrive at England. Oregon's official, Chem, says they can't help them raise a transit declaration for a consignment starting from Italy. Max navigates the web page about Oregon's service network and shares an image of the NCTS service provided by a customs brokerage from Italy, Trieste and Fernetti Customs, and says that it is stated here that you can do it. Chem asks where the truck is and states that if the truck is in Trieste, they are indeed working with a customs intermediary. Max responds that the truck is in Parma and asks if they can help with this consignment. Chem says they could help via their customs intermediary if the truck was in Trieste, but they cannot help because it is in Parma. Discussion topics. 1. Which factors determine the ability of the companies like Oregon, who has responsibilities of the holder of the procedure under the Common Transit Procedure, to raise the transit declarations for the consignments starting their movement from which countries in Europe? Assessments. 1. It depends on which country's NCTS system is Oregon directly connected or integrated. It also depends on whether a customs intermediary who uses Oregon's guarantee letters is located close to the city or location where the consignment will begin, even if Oregon is not directly connected to the NCTS system of that country. Finally, if an agreement is reached with any logistics company in the relevant country and the status of authorized consignor is obtained from the competent authorities of that country by using the facilities of that logistics company, the trucks that will carry the goods may start consignment by getting MRN number from the facility in the relevant city without going to the departure customs. Case studies. Case 22. T2 is not enough, I want TR2. On January 29, 2022, Chetin Logistics Officer Sifola sends an email to the Oregon Document Service and requests that a transit declaration be raised for a consignment of cotton with the HS code of 52,010,090, a gross weight of 22,840 kilograms and consisting of 107 pallets, which will be hauled by their own trucks. The consignment is planned to arrive at Murat Bay Destination Customs Office from Uppsala Departure Customs Office. The consignor of the goods is Lysam Company, and the consignee is Senboyakuk. The invoice amount of the goods is $66,870. Oregon's representative Barron raises the TR declaration requested for this consignment. Oregon provides a guarantee of 114.000 Turkish liras for the consignment, and an MRN number of 22 TR 22050000011865 is assigned for the transit declaration. Oregon Operations Manager, Bunyamin, realizes that there is a T2 declaration with the number 22 GRTR 330200000182 MRN again raised by Oregon for the same consignment starting from Greece Larissa's Departure Customs Office and arriving at Murat Bay Destination Customs Office, among the reference documents for new transit declaration request received from Chetin Logistique. Upon contacting the client, he understands that the second declaration request was done by mistake. Discussion topic. 1. How would you interpret raising of both T2 and TR declarations by Oregon for the same consignment by Chetin Logistics? How can people at a position of raising a transit declaration avoid similar mistakes in the future? Assessments. 1. Although the second declaration request directly came from the Chetin Logistics representative and the mistake was triggered by them, The Oregon operations official could have recognized this consignment conducted by the same truck by checking the list of transit consignments on the client's account. Even if he does not realize it there, he could have understood the situation from the T2 copy attached to the email by the client, and he could have warned the client company that there was already a T2 declaration regarding this consignment, that the consignment could be completed with this declaration, that there was no need for an additional TR declaration and expense. Case studies. Case 23. No man is born without faults. On February 27, 2022, Samel Company sent a transit declaration raising request to Cambridge, Oregon's partner in England. The goods are potatoes with an invoice amount of $14,225. The HS code is 070110000 and the total weight is 23,000 kilograms with pallets. Export declaration number is 22GB02 by 902,790,900,102. The consignor is Mignet, the consignee is Misagropta, the haulier is Sam. Departure Customs Office is Dover and Destination Customs Office is Iskenderun. Transit Customs Offices are Calais Port Tunnel Bureau in France and Kapkultir Customs Offices in Turkey. The route is Great Britain, France, Belgium, Germany, Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey. The assigned MRN number is 22GB000060138F4D12 and the truck is released on February 28. On March 9, Sam's official Erhan sends an email to Oregon's representative Ogun, stating that their truck is stuck at the customs while passing from Kapitan Andreevo to Kapkul because the invoice number was written incorrectly on both the export declaration and the transit declaration, and asked for help. Discussion topics. 1. What can be done by Oregon so that Sam's truck can continue to move to complete the consignment? Assessments. 1. A petition may be written to Kapkul Customs Office, the invoice and export declaration received from the client may be attached, indicating that there is incorrect typo, and the continuation of the transactions may be requested. Case 24. Let's go by boat. Serruro Spedizioni Company located in Switzerland, raises a draft transit declaration on March 14, 2022. For the consignment of other vitamins and derivatives with the HS code of 29,362,900. The gross weight is 11,297 kilograms with 16 pallets. The invoice value is €538,000. The consignor is Rita Farmed SA Company in Switzerland. The consignee is Daryab Farah located in Iran. The haulier Sefer Sagutma. The truck, which is released from the Swiss Departure Customs Office on 14th of March with the MRN number 22CH0000284711312 passes through the Italian Transit Customs on the same day, arrives Mersin port from Italy by a boat, instead of going to Bulgaria, which was written on T1 as the route of the truck. Sefer Sagutma's official applies to Oregon and requests a TR transit declaration for the same consignment, of which this time the Departure Customs Office is Mersin and Destination Customs Office is Gerbulik. On March 21, the truck, which moves with the TR declaration with the MRN number of 22TR33010000505711, arrives Gerbulik on March 27 and this declaration is discharged. Sefer Sagutma wants to have the first declaration raised in Switzerland regarding the consignment discharged, but it fails and requests Oregon's assistance. Discussion topics. 1. What can Oregon do to discharge the first transit declaration raised in Switzerland for the same consignment? Assessments. 1. Oregon may contact the Swiss Customs Office of Departure in writing, citing proof of the TR declaration raised subsequently, and request the discharge of the original declaration regulating the consignment. Case 25. No way without CHED certificate? On April 26, 2022, Mikołaj, official of Pinnacle Company in Poland, raises a draft transit declaration using Oregon's NCTS interface. The consignor of the praline walnut kernel, consisting of 11,520 kilograms and 128 pallets, with an invoice value of £64,608, is a company named Deluxe Sweden England, and the consignee is Unilever Europe BV in the Netherlands. The cargo will be transported on the Great Britain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands route by the truck and semi-trailer belonging to the haulage company named Zerpaf, and the departure customs office is England, Dover, the destination customs office is the Netherlands, Contour Moerdijk, and the transit customs office is France, Calais. When the consignment, which started its movement with the MRN number of 22GB0006013C20D25 on April 27, arrives at the transit customs in France, the French customs officer stops the truck by stating that the transit declaration must include the CHED certificate, Common Health Entry Document, number, which is health certificate for live animals and plants and related products, entering the EU. Mikołaj writes to the Oregon's live chat and explains the situation and asks Summer, the Oregon representative, if they can add a CHED number to the transit declaration. Discussion topics. 1. Can Summer add a CHED number to the relevant transit declaration that has already been assigned an MRN number? 2. If Mikołaj cannot get the assistance he requests from Summer, can he raise a new transit declaration starting from France, Calais? 3. Can Oregon help if Mikołaj requests a new transit declaration starting from France, Calais? 4. Who can provide help for CHED certificate? 5. Assuming that a second transit declaration for the consignment is raised, then how can the first transit declaration, which was previously raised, be discharged? Assessments. 1. No. Since the transit declaration has MRN number, Summer cannot make any addition to the declaration. A CHED number cannot be added to transit declarations anyway. CHED certificate may be issued as a separate document in addition to the transit declaration in EU entry countries. 2. Mikołaj may raise a new transit declaration for a consignment starting its movement from Calais because Calais Customs Office has the Departure Customs Office role. But in fact, there is no need to raise a new transit declaration. 3. Oregon can't help if he wants to raise it, because currently Oregon can only raise a transit declaration for transit movements of goods departing from the port of Sète, in France. Oregon has not yet been connected to the French NCTS to raise a transit declaration for transit movements of goods departing from all cities of France. 4. Mikołaj must first contact the exporter and importer to issue a CHED certificate. If he could not be successful, then he may get the assistance of the local customs brokers in France. 5. In case of raising a second declaration for the same consignment, the discharge of the previously raised one may be requested by applying to the Dover Customs Office in the UK with a petition attached to the second transit declaration raised for the consignment and other reference documents provided by the client when the consignment is completed. Case 26. Don't linger, go transit. On May 8, 2022, Raina, the official of Oregon Baltic Company, writes to Oregon's live chat, stating that they have a consignment that will go from Ukraine to Azerbaijan via the Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Georgia, Azerbaijan route, and asks whether the Departure Customs Office must be written as Romania, Destinations Customs Office as Turkey, and the Transit Customs Offices as Romania and Turkey, or whether two separate declarations must be raised and arrange the first one from Romania to Bulgaria, and the second one through Turkey as national transit. Discussion topic. 1. For what reason Rania wants to start the draft transit declaration from Romania instead of Ukraine, as the customs office of departure? 2. Can Rania write Romania as both departure and transit customs? 3. Is it necessary for Rania to raise two separate transit declarations regarding the consignment? What would be the optimal solution? Assessments. 1. Since Ukraine is not one of the signatory states of the Common Transit Agreement on that date, Ukrainian customs offices cannot be written as departure customs for the goods to be consigned under the Common Transit Convention. Rania is right in thinking of writing the departure customs as Romania. 2. As a rule, in transit consignments done under the Common Transit Procedure, the customs office of the country of entry is written as the transit customs whenever the status of being an EU member or non-EU member changes. Therefore, Rania cannot write Romania as transit customs for this consignment. The Turkish customs while entering from Bulgaria to Turkey should be written as transit customs. 3. There is no need for two separate transit declarations and extra cost for this consignment. A T2 declaration starting from Romania can be raised. And it is possible to go until Georgian border with a single transit declaration by writing Turkish entry customs at the Bulgaria-Turkey border as the transit customs, and Turkish exit customs at the Turkey-Georgia border as the destination customs. The movement of the goods between GEAs is no longer under the Common Transit Procedure, but under these countries' own national transit since Georgia and Azerbaijan are not members of the Common Transit Convention. Case 27. Let's don't make a crucial mistake. On June 27, 2022, Oregon's official Hayati raises a national transit declaration with the Departure Customs Office of Yalova, Destination Customs Office of Mersin, upon the request received from KFA Transport. The draft covers the Turkey part of the Spain-Turkey consignment. Jetsons Electronics Company in Spain is the consignor and sends auxiliary devices for other textile machinery, with HS code of 84,481,900, having an invoice value of €88,000. The goods include 2 items with 31 pallets and 10 pallets in turn. The total gross weight is 8,922 kilograms. Yakmenşehir in Kahramanmaraş, Turkey is the consignee. The haulier is KFA and Oregon has provided a guarantee of 386,000 Turkish liras through its own letter of guarantee for this consignment. When the truck arrives at Mersin Customs Office, it is seen during the controls made by the customs officers that the number of pallets was mistakenly written as 41 pallets plus 10 pallets, thus a total of 51 pallets, in the TR declaration raised by Hayati under of the National Transit Procedure for the goods consisted of 41 pallets in total. Mersin Customs Office sends a nonconformity notice to Yalova Customs Office with a letter. Discussion topic. 1. How will Yalova Customs act after the nonconformity notice? 2. What consequences may arise for Oregon due to the mistake made by Hayati? 3. How can the transit declaration raised by Hayati be discharged? Assessments. 1. After the nonconformity notice, Yalova Customs will initiate deficiency proceedings against the principal and will request the reason of the cause of deficiency in 28 days. 2. If the Departure Customs Office accepts the document submitted to it, the deficiency proceedings will be terminated, and the declaration will be discharged. In case of negative response, the transit declaration will be discharged after customs duties plus double fines of the missing goods are collected. If Hayati's mistake cannot be proven as an innocent one, Oregon, who is in the position of the principal, could face a significant penalty. 3. Oregon first receives a letter of origin approved by the Barcelona Chamber of Commerce and Industry with the help of the Spanish consignor and sends a petition to the Yalova Customs, and requests that the deficiency proceedings be terminated, stating that the goods included 41 pallets, and 51 pallets were written incorrectly on the raised transit declaration. Case 28. The truck may enter, but not the driver. Egeler Entrepose official, Sasenum, prepares a draft transit declaration, T1, on September 10, 2022, using the Oregon's NCTS interface. The goods are 52 pallets of aerosol cans, with HS code of 73,102,191 and total gross weight is 9,900 kilograms. The invoice value is £22,000. The consignor is Carden Ambulahin Istanbul, and the consignee is Kirch N. Quite in Folkestone, England. The route is Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Austria, Slovakia, Czechia, Germany, the Netherlands and the UK. The haulier is Egeler Entrepot. The departure customs office is Mirror Bay, the transit customs offices are Capitan Andreevo and Dover, and the destination customs office is again Dover. The truck, which is assigned an LEARN number on 10th of September and an MRN number on 11th of September, and is released for transit on the same day, and passes through the Bulgarian transit customs on 13th of September. The driver wants to change the route on the way and gets on the ferry from the French Calais port to England. Meanwhile, the GMR number obtained through the UK GVMS system is processed and the transit declaration is discharged. However, some visa-related documents of the driver are missing, and the French authorities ask the driver to get off the ferry. Egeler's official, Sasenum, calls Oregon and asks for help. Discussion topics. 1. Since the GMR number obtained for T1 via the GVMS system is processed on the ferry and the T1 declaration is discharged, how can the driver and truck enter England and arrive at the destination customs? Assessments. 1. Oregon officials may contact the client and request that import procedures be initiated in England for the goods in the Egeler's truck, which could not pass to England and was put on hold in Calais as the T1 discharged and the GMR number used. The truck can pass to Dover, UK by creating a new GMR number on the GVMS system using the UCR number on the import declaration of the goods, whose import process has been completed. Case 29. Expect the unexpected. Adrian, the official of Eurofista in Lithuania, raises a draft transit declaration on September 18, 2022, using Oregon's NCTS interface. The consignor is ILS Bardny in Georgia, and the consignee is PCLS Industrialny in Ukraine. Description of the goods is mineral water and HS code is 221,019. The invoice value is $7,700. Total weight is 21,125 kilograms with 21 palts. The haulier is RP Recaps in Ukraine. The departure customs office is Turkey/Aktas, and the destination customs office is Romania/Isaksha. The route is Georgia, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine. On 18th of September, the declaration is assigned LEARN number of 22 LR080300271544. On 19th of September it is assigned MRN number of 22 TR08030001965554. The truck is released on the same day. On the morning of September 20th, the driver, Serhi, has a traffic accident in the Torcham district of Erzurum and died there. The truck is broken down, half of the goods becomes unusable. When the gendarmerie teams first arrived at the scene, they saw that the vehicle is a truck with a foreign plate number, and kept an official record of the accident, then informed the Erzurum Customs Office. Owner of RP Recaps, Dima, who heard the accident, contacts with Oregon and asks the following questions: how can I receive the driver's body? How can I take the remaining part of the goods to Ukraine? Can I sell the undamaged parts of the truck in Turkey? Discussion topics. 1. How can Dima receive the body of the driver? 2. How can the unbroken part of the consigned goods be taken to Ukraine? 3. Can the parts of the broken truck be sold in Turkey? 4. How can the transit declaration raised for this consignment be discharged? Assessments. 1. DEMA can go to Erzurum by having service from a company offering international funeral services in Turkey and tell the Turkish prosecutor that any family members of the driver could not come because there is a war in Ukraine. If the prosecutor is convinced, DEMA can receive the body from the Institute of Forensic Medicine. 2. To take the remaining part of the consigned goods to Ukraine, DEMA should raise a new transit declaration starting from Turkey. 3. The intact parts of the truck, which had an accident, cannot be sold in Turkey because these parts are not in the status of commercial goods released for free circulation in the Turkish customs territory. Thus, the taxes such as customs duty, VAT etc. are not paid to Turkish government under import customs procedure. But since the ownership of the parts belongs to DEMA, he can raise a new transit declaration for them and take the parts to Ukraine. 4. To discharge the first transit declaration raised for this consignment, it is necessary to get the official records of the accident and send them to Aktas Departure Customs Office as an appendix of the petition and request the discharge of the first transit declaration. Case 30. Which letter? Hanafi, official of Dogrudemir Nakliyat, sends an email to the Oregon Document System on November 5, 2022, and requests a transit declaration be raised. The consignor is Trade Products in Ukraine. The consignee is Kartal Group Tom and Kojeli. The invoice value is $2,640. Total net weight is 22.000 kilograms with 18 pallets. The consigned goods are wheat, and the HS code is 10,019,900. The departure customs office is Romania Albida, the destination customs office is Kopkul Gar, the transit customs office is Kopkul Tir. The route is Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey. Oregon Representative Zilin raises the declaration, selects the letter of guarantee number 13TR0004000090086 and ensures that a guarantee of TL 27,398 is allocated for the consignment. However, the NCTS system gives an error message regarding the raised declaration. Discussion topics. 1. Why might the NCTS system have sent an error message regarding the draft declaration raised by Zilin? 2. What can be done to avoid similar error messages in the future? Assessments. 1. As a general situation, the scope of the letter of guarantee chosen may not be suitable for the planned consignment. Zilin did not realize that the declaration had an error on the NCTS since she sent the guarantee table and transit declaration to the customer without waiting for the declaration processed at the Romanian NCTS. Transit declarations raised for the goods starting their movement from Romania may be processed 15 to 20 minutes late on the Romanian customs system. If Zilin had waited for this duration while transit declaration was in sent status and had checked whether there would be an error, the problem could have been understood from the very beginning. 2. To avoid such mistakes in the future, people who raise transit declarations on the NCTS interface should receive proper training and have accurate information on whether the scope of the letters of guarantee they choose for the consignments in question is national, international, or mixed. They should be aware of the special status of the transit declarations raised from Romania. Case 31. Side effects of chicken liver. Tugsa, representative of Karma Trans, sent an email to the Oregon Document System on November 19, 2022, requesting that 3 separate transit declarations be raised for a Group H consignment to be hauled by Sini Logistics. Since the consignment has Group H nature, there are goods of different consignors in the truck and some of the consignees are in Germany and some are in the Netherlands. The departure customs office is Murat Bay in Turkey and the destination customs office is Venlo in the Netherlands. The route is Turkey, Bulgaria, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Austria, Germany, the Netherlands. The consigned goods include construction machinery, electrical devices, and textile products. Oregon Representative Mine raises the requested transit declarations and sends them to the customer as an email attachment and requests control before going to the customs. Mine is unaware that she mistakenly typed the HS code for two of the goods items as chicken liver. With this mistake, which also escaped from the notice of the customer, the truck set off on 20th of November. When the truck arrives in Lesovo in Bulgaria, it is stopped at the Bulgarian customs for health check and issuing a health certificate for the chicken liver, which is written on the transit declaration. The liver cannot be found in the truck, so the truck is held for full physical examination. The entire load is downloaded and checked one by one. Then it is restored. A fee of €500 is charged to the haulage company as unloading/loading fee. It was noticed at this stage that the HS code was written incorrectly on the declaration. Discussion topics. 1. How can the wrong information on the transit declaration be corrected and how can the truck continue the consignment? 2. Who bears the financial and moral responsibility of the distressed situation? Assessments. 1. The first transit declaration which is incorrectly raised can be terminated with the help of one of the customs brokerages in Bulgaria who is working with Oregon, and a new transit declaration with Bulgaria departure can be raised through this brokerage. 2. Oregon is responsible for the situation. The customer will request Oregon to cover the inspection fee and the fee for raising a new declaration, which it paid in Bulgaria. Customer dissatisfaction is a more important result than the loss of money. To avoid a similar situation in the future, people in the position of raising transit declarations should consider that the customer may not control the draft declaration they raise due to the hectic agenda, and they should pay maximum attention while raising the declaration. Case 32. Cigarette is always risky. Ekrem Kasar, the licensee of the truck and trailer with plate numbers of 31 ABR 95 and 31 R 7439, is the subcontractor of the E. Eiler International Haulage Company to use their C2 license, which is required for commercial cargo transportation in the international arena. Those who operate the truck are Ekrem's children Murat and Mehmet. On September 1, 2022, Murat contacted Amid San Nakliyat in Silopi to raise a transit declaration and use their letter of guarantee for the transit consignment. The consignor of the goods is Crystalga in Turkey, and the consignee is Lardon in France. The customs office of departure is the Ambaro port, and the customs office of destination is in France. The consigned goods are cigarettes with 1,300 pallets. The route is Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Austria, Germany. On September 20th, Saref, the owner of Eiler, is called by a phone number he does not know. He is informed that the truck with the plate number of 31 ABR 95 and the trailer with the plate number of 31 R 7439 have been at a gas station in Greece for the last 20 days, the vehicles are empty and abandoned, and they reach him from the number on the back of the trailer. Thereupon, Saref calls Ekrem, the licensee of the truck, and asks about the situation. The response is "Do not worry. We handle it." Saref, who investigates the situation, learns that cigarettes are loaded to the trailer to be consigned from Istanbul to France, and that Amid San is the principal for this consignment. When he contacted the principal and asks about the case, they say, "The goods do not belong to us. It does not concern us." Thereupon, Saref goes to Rayham police office and gives an official statement there. In his statement, he says that the responsibility of the rented truck registered under his C2 license list does not belong to him, that he thinks that a crime of smuggling has been committed with this truck and that they cancelled the C2 license of the vehicles, and he files a lawsuit against licensee of the truck, the operators and driver of the truck, the customs broker who raised the export declaration, and the consignor. Discussion topics. 1. Discuss the responsibility of Saref, the owner of the haulage company, in the smuggling case. 2. Discuss the responsibilities of the licensee of the truck and the principal company in this case study. 3. What can be done to avoid a similar situation in the future? Assessments. 1. The owner of the Eiler International Haulage Company, Saref, is not aware of the details of the consignment, but this does not help him to be not responsible because the truck in smuggling is registered to the C2 list under his own company. Saref will be held responsible financially, if not criminally, for the tax loss suffered by the Greek customs authority. 2. In this smuggling case, the Greek Customs Administration will apply to the prosecutor's office to initiate a criminal investigation against the licensee of the truck Akrem, while imposing an administrative fine on the principal of the haulage company on the grounds that they are jointly or severally liable. 3. To avoid a similar situation in the future, people in the position of raising transit declarations should be aware of what can happen in transit declarations to be raised without the knowledge and approval of the haulage company. It should be checked very well from whom the request to raise a transit declaration came to the principal and whether there is a haulage company official on the CC of the email, and whether haulage company has information and approval for the consignment.